Imagine not sleeping for an entire year. Your body is fading. Your mind is playing cruel, terrifying tricks on you. That is the living nightmare of our main character, Trevor. Right now, he is desperately trying to hide a dead body. He wraps the cold corpse tightly inside a heavy rug. He drags it out to his car under the pale moonlight. But suddenly, a flashlight beams right into his eyes. Someone is watching him from the dark shadows. Who is inside that rug? And how did a simple factory worker get here? Let us roll back the clock. Look closely at his body. Trevor looks like a walking skeleton. He has lost so much weight. He has not slept a single wink in 365 days. His mind is completely fractured and broken. He spends his lonely nights scrubbing his apartment floors. He uses pure bleach until his hands bleed. He is running from something. To keep track of his fading reality, he uses yellow sticky notes. He sticks them right on his kitchen refrigerator. He writes down his dropping weight every day. He stares at the blank spaces on the paper, feeling a deep, dark dread. Something is eating him alive from the inside out. He is losing his grip on the world. By day, Trevor works as a machinist at a loud tool factory. The heavy metal machines are very loud and dangerous. His coworkers think he is a total freak. They stay far away from him because he looks like a ghost. They think he is on dangerous drugs. They whisper behind his back whenever he walks past. Suddenly, a new worker appears near the heavy machines. His name is Ivan. Ivan is big, bald, and has a terrifying, toothy smile. He does not look like the other workers. Ivan winks at Trevor from across the room. He looks like a man who knows a dark secret. Trevor cannot sleep at night, so he drives away. He visits a quiet airport coffee shop down the road. He talks to a kind, smiling waitress named Marie. She is the only person who treats him like a human. She listens to his stories with sweet, gentle eyes. She serves him warm cherry pie and black coffee. Every single night, Trevor looks up at the digital clock. It always says exactly 1:30 a.m. He sips his bitter coffee, staring out into the empty runway. The dark night feels completely frozen in time. When Trevor returns home, he finds a new note on his fridge. Someone has drawn a game of hangman on it. It has 6 blank spaces for a mystery word. But who put it there? Trevor lives completely alone. The next day at work, Trevor gets distracted by Ivan. Ivan is standing across the factory floor, watching him. Ivan makes a strange, violent cutting motion across his own neck. Trevor looks away from his station for just a second. Because Trevor is distracted, his foot hits the heavy machine switch. The sharp metal clamps down on his co-worker, Miller. Miller's left arm is completely severed in a horrific second. The factory floor turns into a bloody nightmare. The bosses pull Trevor into a cold office for intense questioning. Trevor frantically blames the new guy, Ivan. But the bosses look totally confused. They check the official employee records. There is no worker named Ivan at the factory. He does not exist on paper. The bosses think Trevor is losing his mind. They suspend him from his job immediately. Trevor feels completely isolated and alone in the world. He goes to visit Stevie, a sweet escort who loves him. She welcomes him into her small, cozy apartment. She looks at his frail, bony body with deep sadness. She wants to save him from his own dark thoughts. She holds him tightly in the dark. While sitting on her bed, Trevor notices a framed photograph. It shows Stevie standing next to Ivan on a beach. Trevor panics and grabs the glass frame. He demands to know where Ivan is hiding. But Stevie looks at him with pure, honest confusion. She tells him that is not Ivan. She says that is her ex-husband, Reynolds. Trevor feels the walls closing in around him. He returns to his dark, quiet apartment complex. He walks down the hallway and stops in fear. He sees thick, red liquid dripping from the ceiling vent. It looks like fresh blood. He runs upstairs to check his neighbor's room. But the room is completely empty and locked. He checks his kitchen refrigerator again. The hangman game has mysteriously changed. More letters have appeared on the yellow paper. The mystery word ends with the letters E and R. To find some peace, Trevor goes on a date with Marie. He meets her young son, Nicholas. They visit a local amusement park together. The sun is shining, and everything feels normal for once. Trevor takes little Nicholas onto a scary dark ride. The ride is called Route 66. The atmosphere inside the ride gets incredibly tense. Creepy images jump out from the shadows. The ride features flashing strobe lights and simulated car crashes. Suddenly, the flashing lights trigger a severe seizure in Nicholas. The little boy falls to the floor, shaking violently. Trevor screams for the ride to stop immediately. He carries the shaking boy out into the bright light. They rush Nicholas to the emergency room. Marie is crying and terrified for her son. Trevor tries to comfort her, but she pushes him away. She tells him to leave the hospital. She says he brings bad luck wherever he goes. Trevor walks home through the pouring rain, soaking wet. He feels completely abandoned by the entire world. Suddenly, a familiar red car speeds past him on the wet road. It is Ivan's red Pontiac. Trevor runs after the speeding car. He catches the license plate number just in time. He goes to the vehicle registry office the next morning. He tricks the clerk to get the owner's address. The clerk prints out the official form. She hands it over the counter to him. Trevor looks down at the official document. His jaw drops in absolute horror. The red car belongs to Trevor himself. He reported his own license plate number. Trevor runs back to Stevie's apartment, completely furious. He thinks everyone is playing a sick game. He accuses her of hiding Ivan's true identity from him. He grabs the framed photograph from the table. He wants her to admit the truth right now. But when he looks closely, Ivan is gone. The man in the picture looks completely different now. Trevor drops the frame in shock. The glass shatters into 1,000 pieces on the floor. He flees from the apartment, screaming. Trevor runs all the way to the airport diner to find Marie. He needs to hear her voice. But the waitress behind the counter is a complete stranger. Marie is nowhere to be seen. Trevor demands to know where Marie went. The new waitress looks at him like he is insane. She tells him she has worked here for many years. There is no waitress named Marie. Trevor stumbles out of the diner, clutching his head. Trevor realizes he has been talking to a ghost. Marie was never real. Her sweet son was never real. Trevor runs back to his apartment, completely trapped in his mind. He looks up at the bathroom mirror. Suddenly, Ivan appears right behind him in the dark shadows. Ivan is laughing at him. Trevor snaps completely. He turns around and attacks Ivan with a sharp kitchen knife. They crash into the white bathtub, wrestling violently. Trevor drives the sharp blade deep into Ivan's throat. Ivan lies dead in the tub, soaking in thick blood. Trevor walks out to the kitchen fridge. The hangman game is finally finished. The letters spell out the word, killer. Suddenly, the thick fog in Trevor's mind clears away completely. The movie flashes back to exactly 1 year ago. The sun is shining brightly on a long, open highway. A younger, healthier Trevor is driving his red car. He looks down to light a cigarette at a pedestrian crossing. Boom! He hits a little boy walking with his mother. The little boy on the road is Nicholas. The crying mother is Marie. Trevor did not stop to help them. He panicked, hit the gas, and drove away into the night. The extreme guilt of that hit and run literally ate him alive. He could not live with the truth. He stopped sleeping. His mind fractured into pieces to protect him from the horror. He invented Ivan to be the bad guy he could blame. He invented Marie and Nicholas to try and fix his soul. Now, we are back in the present day. Trevor walks calmly into a local police station. He approaches the front desk with a peaceful look on his face. He looks at the officer and confesses to the crime. They lead him back into a small, grey holding cell. He sits down on the hard bed. The heavy burden of guilt is finally lifted from his shoulders. Trevor lies down on the cold prison cot. He closes his eyes, and he finally falls asleep.